Hello children. Okay, now let us move towards our supplementary readers chapter number 2, Bringing Up Kari. Okay, this is written by Dhan Gopal Mukherjee, who is the speaker in this story, who is narrating the story of Kari himself. Okay, so Bringing Up Kari. Kari, a 5-month-old baby elephant, lives and grows up with his 9-year-old friend and keeper. Kari doesn't eat much, just about 16 kilograms of delicious twigs a day. Playful and sensitive, Kari saves a boy from drowning. So these are just the introduction points which we are going to see in detail in the story. And the author, he himself is narrating us the story about bringing up Kari, his experience of bringing up Kari, a 5-month-old baby elephant. Kari. The elephant was 5 months old when he was given to me to take care of. I was 9 years old and I could reach his back if I stood on tiptoe. He seemed to remain that high for nearly 2 years. We grieved all together. We grieved together. That is probably why I never found out just how tall he was. He lived in a pavilion under a thatched roof which rested on thick tree stumps so that it could not fall in when Kari bumped against the poles as he moved about. So, when Kari was handed over to the author, at that time Kari was just a 5 months old baby and author's age was 9 years old, but still author could hardly reach his back, Kari's back. He had to stand on his tiptoe to reach his back. So even though Kari was a 5 months old baby, Kari was much taller than the 9 years old author. So both of them, they grew together, and because Kari used to stay with the author did not come to know about the height, the actual height of Kari, and he didn't notice that Kari was really growing faster than him. So the Kari was given a place in the courtyard where a pavilion was built for him. Pavilion, it's a kind of a shade for this elephants to stay. So and the stump, stump means pillars, were so strong, and a thatchet was there rested on the stump, so that if Kari becomes wild and he bump on the stump, it won't move from his its place. So the pavilion was built so strong for the Kari, because after all Kari was an elephant, and elephants are very strong. Okay, with one of their bump, they can easily make the wall fall down. Okay, so his pavilion was built so strong for him. One of the first things Kari did was to save the life of a boy. Kari did not eat much, but he nevertheless needed 40 pounds of twigs a day to chew and play with. Every day I used to take him to the river in the morning for his bath. He would lie down on the sand bank while I rubbed him with the clean sand of the river for an hour. After that, he would lie in the water for a long time. On coming out, his skin would be shining like ebony, and he would squeal with pleasure as I rubbed water down his back. Then I would take him by the ear, because that is the easiest way to lead an elephant, and leave him on the edge of the jungle while I went into the forest to get some luscious twigs for his dinner. One has to have a very sharp hatchet to cut down these twigs. It takes half an hour to sharpen the hatchet, because if a twig is mutilated, an elephant will not touch it. Okay, now the very first thing Kari did in his life was he saved a boy from drowning. He saved a boy's life. Okay, so what was the timetable or daily timetable of Kari and the author? So author, every day he used to take Kari with him to the river to take for his bath. Okay, and it was a long time. Kari used to enjoy his bath time leisurely. Okay, for 1 hour, author used to clean Kari's skin with clean sand. Okay, after that he used to take Kari into the river water, and over there Kari used to sit for again 1 more hour in the river water, very calmly and coolly used to enjoy his bath. Again, after that, coming out of the water, author used to clean off the extra water on his skin. Okay, and after that his skin used to shine like ebony. Ebony is a wood, okay, and which has a very shiny texture and look. So his skin used to shine like ebony. And looking at that, Kari used to squeal. Squeal means cry. Trumpet. Trumpet means a sound made by an by the elephant. Okay, by an elephant. So he used to trumpet because he was very happy to see himself very clean, and he enjoyed his bath every day. Along with his bath, he used to have approximately 40 pounds of twigs. He loved to chew twigs. Okay, so after taking a bath, author used to take Kari to the at the edge of the jungle, and he used to leave him over there. And author entered the author would enter the jungle, and he used to cut the twigs from the trees. He used to find out delicious, juiciest twigs for Kari. But there is one condition for these elephants, because elephants they only eat the sharp cut twigs. Okay, and so for that author needed hatchet. Hatchet means small axe. Okay, and that axe should be sharpened one, very sharp one. So with that hatchet, author used to cut very cleanly, used to cut the twigs of the trees. If the twigs were mutilated means torn awkwardly or disfigured, were not very cut with any sharp thing. Okay, so mutilated twigs, elephants, they never love to eat such twigs. So twigs should be sharply cut. So author was very cautious about it. He was aware about the fact. So he every day used to sharp the hatchet. So this was a daily timetable, morning timetable of Kari, taking leisurely bath and eating those juiciest twigs. It was not an easy job to get twigs and saplings for Kari. I had to climb all kinds of trees to get the most delicate and tender twigs, as he was very fond of the young branches of the banyan tree, which grows like a cathedral of leaves and branches. I was gathering some one spring day in March when I suddenly heard Kari calling to me in the distance. As he was still very young, the call was more like of a baby elephant than an elephant. I thought somebody was hurting him, so I came down from my tree and ran very fast to the edge of the forest where I had left him, but he was not there. So what happened one morning, one spring day morning in the month of March. On that day, as usual, author left Kari at the edge of the jungle, and he went into the jungle to find the twigs for him. But after some time, he heard Kari crying as if he was calling the author. So author thought someone might be troubling or hurting Kari. So he came down. He left his work as it was, and he came down to see Kari. But when he came to the place where he left Kari was not there. So I looked all over, but I could not find him. I went near the edge of the water, and I saw a black something struggling above its surface. Then it rose higher, and it was the trunk of my elephant. I thought he was drowning. I was helpless because I could not jump into the water and save the 400 pounds of him, since he was much higher than I. But I saw his back rise above the water, and the moment he caught my eye, he began to trumpet and struggle up to the shore. Then, still trumpeting, he pushed me into the water, and I fell into the stream, and I saw a boy lying flat on the bottom of the river. He had not altogether touched bottom but was somewhat afloat. I came to the surface of water to take my breath, and there Kari was standing, his feet planted in the sandbank and his trunk stretched out like a hand waiting for mine. I dived down again and pulled the body of the droning boy to the surface, but not being a good swimmer, I could not swim ashore, and the slow current was already dragging me down. Seeing us drift by in the current, Kari, who was usually slow and ponderous, suddenly darted down like a hawk and came halfway into the water, and where I saw him stretched out his trunk again. I raised up my hand to catch it, and it slipped. I found myself going under the water again, but this time I found that the water was not very deep, so I sank to the bottom of the river and doubled my feet under me, and then suddenly kicked the riverbed and shot upwards like an arrow. In spite of the fact that I was holding the drowning boy with my hand. As my body rose above the water, I felt a lasso around my neck. This frightened me. I thought some water animal was going to swallow me. I heard Kari squealing, and I knew it was his trunk about my neck. He pulled us both ashore. So in this way, Kari helped the drowned boy along with his keeper, his master. Okay, what happened one day? Kari was left outside the jungle as usual, and Author went into the jungle to find out the twigs. But suddenly Author heard Kari calling him. Kari was crying, and when he came out of the jungle, he found Kari was not there. Then he went near the river where he saw something black was struggling at the upper surface of the water. And when he went near, he saw it was none other than but his own elephant. So it was Kari. Okay, and Kari he pushed the Author into the water. Okay, because Kari was trying to save that drowning boy which was lying in the water, into the river water. So he pushed the Author into the water because he wanted the Author to pull that boy out of the water. But as soon as first of all, Author was not a good swimmer, and he was thinking to save Kari, but he didn't come to know why Kari was there and what he was doing into the water. When he went into the water, when Kari pushed him, he saw a boy. He came to the surface of the water to take his breath, because you cannot continuously breathe under the water. Okay, so he went into the water again. He tried to hold the body of that boy. Okay, and he jerked himself. He gave a little push to himself by his feet, and he came up. Okay, and when he came up, he saw Kari was there still standing on the sandbank. Okay, and again he went down because he was holding the body of that boy in his hand. So because of that weight, he was drowning down. So what happened when Kari saw both of them coming out? So Kari stretched his trunk towards the Author. Author tried to hold the trunk, but he slipped down. So he went down over there. Again, Kari, he came front. In this matter, Kari was actually very slow and lazy kind of an elephant, but for this incident, he behaved like a hawk. There was an energy in him, so he darted like a hawk, and he went near the Author, and he again stretched out his trunk. So this time Author again he held the trunk, but he slipped. So finally, Kari put his trunk about his neck and tried to hold him very hard and pulled him out of the water. So here Author thought something was there around his neck, and he thought some water animal must be there, and the water animal was about to swallow him, eat him, gulped him. So then he heard Kari squealing. So he came to know it was his own elephant, and this is how Kari just saved Author and the drowning boy. So this was the story of Kari, where he saved the life of this drowning boy along with his master also. So this was the story. Here is the part 1, and we are going to deal with part 2. In this half a part of the story, we have learned that Kari was of helping nature. He liked people to help. Okay, he didn't see people in trouble. So like human beings, how we human beings have the tendency to help others, it is natural, like we naturally go and help a person who is in need. So Kari was also like that. He didn't see that boy droning down, he didn't like that, so he rushed to save his life, even though he was not a good swimmer. Kari was not a good swimmer, then also he went into the water and he tried to save that boy. So till here we'll learn in this video. The half part of the story, the second half part of the story we'll learn in the next video. Till then, watch this video, read this part of the story in the chapter in the textbook, and leave your comment in the comment section and try to understand it in a better way.